In this lesson, you'll learn how to use the Infinite Skills samples for the course and developing your own apps. The samples are included in an Android workspace stored as a folder in a zip file for the course. So to access the samples, do the following. First, download the zip file to your computer. Next, unzip the file and place the Android course workspace folder into the location you select in your file system. Here's how the workspace looks on my file system. The name of the workspace folder is Android Course Workspace. It contains a folder for each app project, such as Add Activity Example. Notice that there's a folder called Metadata, and it contains a lot of information created by Eclipse. So you should be careful about changing the contents of the folder without using Eclipse. To add or delete projects, use Eclipse. Don't do it by just moving project folders in and out of the workspace folder using the file management system. Use Eclipse to make project changes. Also, don't change the name of the workspace folder using the file management system. You can cause project errors doing this. Once you have the workspace loaded onto your file system, you have a couple of options in how you use it, and you can use either or both of these. First, you can use Eclipse to switch to the workspace and work with the app projects directly in the Android course workspace. To do this, in Eclipse, you'd click File, Switch Workspace, Other, and then you'd browse your file system and find the workspace where you've loaded it, and click OK. The other option is to use an Android wizard to copy a project from the Android course workspace into one of your workspaces. To do this in Eclipse, you click on File, New, Other, Android project from existing code, Next. Then you would browse your file system, find the workspace. Mine is on my D drive, under Don Cowan, Android Course Workspace. If you select the entire workspace, as I have, you'll be given options to select projects. If we click OK, then I would select the project I want to import, click Copy Projects into Workspace, and then click Finish. Eclipse will then create a copy of the project in your workspace. I'll finish up this lesson with a couple of important notes about using the workspace apps. First, make sure you include the Extras Android support library using your SDK manager. Now, this library includes a number of important features like backward compatibility. If you don't already have it loaded, start the SDK, scroll down to the Extras, click on the support library, and then you'd click Install. The second point I'll make is if you're going to run an application using the emulator, it's a good idea to start the emulator first. That way, if you have multiple emulators defined, you know which emulator the app will run on. To start an emulator, click the AVD Manager, click on the emulator you want to start, click Start, Launch, and this will fire up the emulator. And we open it up. And then if we start, for example, our first app project, we highlight the project, click the debug button, and the app starts. That's our lesson on using the Infinite Skills samples, and they should be a big aid in understanding and using the Android system.